morning, good evening, hello guys, it is I, Tubby King, and welcome back to another YouTube video. We are here with TKWF episode 6. Now we have an interesting show booked for you tonight, with all the backlash from last week. You know, with the collection getting involved, and Cameron Newton attacking our women's champion and everything. We've got a lot planned for you in this fine evening, but first let's open with our first match of the night. We've seen these two fight time and time again on the TKWF. It is Akira Falcon versus Jesse Kincaid. This is not for the title, however a win here with Akira Falcon could lead into a title victory. Though, as of late, Akira Falcon hasn't had much luck against Jesse Kincaid, really. He hasn't been able to pull the victories off that he was able to pull off against Senshi to claim his title. It seems like Jesse Kincaid managed to get into Akira Falcon's head when he made him tap that 1 week when he interrupted a match. And ever since then, you know, as soon as Kincaid locks in that crossface finisher, Akira Falcon just taps. He can't seem to fight out of it. So, surely enough, Jesse Kincaid has gotten into the head of Akira Falcon here. And will we see that again here tonight? Will we see Kincaid lock in the crossface and make Akira tap? Or will the Shining Wizard be enough to put Kincaid down this time? Because if I remember last time, Kincaid was hit with the Shining Wizard, but it wasn't enough to hold him down. I may be remembering that wrong. It has been a few weeks since we've seen these two fight in the squared circle. So, you'll have to excuse my memory loss. But what a way to open up episode 6 of TKWF with a cruiserweight match with our cruiserweight champion showing how dominant he can be against Akira Falcon here. Now, I should mention that in a couple of weeks' time we will be leading into the first pay-per-view of the TKWF. The official name has not been announced yet, but it will be announced in the weeks to come. And surely enough, we will hopefully see these two face off in that pay-per-view for the title. But Akira Falcon has to prove to me that he deserves a title shot. Even though he technically has a rematch clause because he lost his title, I don't feel like he's earned that rematch yet. And he agrees. He even said, when I was speaking to him backstage earlier tonight, that he doesn't want to cash in his rematch clause until he can prove to himself that he can beat Jesse Kincaid in a singles match with the title not on the line. He feels that if he can't beat him without the title on the line, when the stakes are raised and the title is put on the line, then we won't see a good performance coming from Akira Falcon. So I have to believe with those statements, and Akira Falcon showing off early how good he can be. Oh, and here we go. Oh, nice move there. Now, Falcon has been using some heelish tactics in the past few matches, like that rope choke that we just seen there, in order to try pull the victory over his opponent. But Kincaid, surely enough, able to counter every single maneuver that Falcon has to throw at him. It just makes no sense. Oh, a nice discus forearm there from Kincaid. Kincaid taking advantage here. Now, Falcon has kind of gone downhill since since his first match against Kincaid. I mean, he went from being the undefeated champion, beating two people in the same night. Sorry, not two people. Two people in two consecutive weeks, and then Kincaid interrupted a match and made him tap. And since then, he's gone downhill. He lost his Cruiserweight title to Kincaid. He lost a non-title match to Kincaid. And now here he is against Kincaid again, not performing at the best that we've seen Akira Falcon perform at. So it has to get you wondering, can Falcon get back on top, get his A-game back before the pay-per-view, before he has the chance to claim in his rematch clause? Because surely enough, Kincaid is at top form here, and as he always is. You know, he wasn't happy with not winning the multi-man title in episode 1 in the ladder match. He just could not claim that title and wasn't happy about it. So surely enough, he moved on to the Cruiserweight title and has been purely dominant as its champion against Akira Falcon in the past few coming weeks. And now Kincaid just taking dominance, just taking reign in this match. You know, he knows he's just got to lock in the crossface and he can make Akira tap then and there. But he wants to toy with Akira. He wants to show Akira that Akira's not worthy of being in the same ring as Kincaid. And now they're taking the battle outside the ring. Who's gonna... I hope this doesn't end in a count out. I really hope it doesn't. These two deserve to have it not in a count out. And Falcon, not wanting it to end in a count out, throws Kincaid inside the ring once again. Back on top in this match. Trying to keep on top will be the big struggle for Falcon here in this match. Oh, nice whirlwind DDT off the second rope there. And Akira Falcon just not... Oh, here we go. Locked in the crossface. Will Falcon tap now? He's trying to fight out. You know, he's still got it in his mind that if the crossface is locked in, he's lost the match. But, Kincaid not realizing that he was losing his grip and wanted to let go before Falcon found a way to break out. So, you know, keep in mind that it was Kincaid that broke that hold just then, not Falcon. So Falcon's probably still got it in his mind that he can't break out of that hold. And, you know, I'm sure he was ready to tap. If the grip wasn't slipping, he probably would have tapped. And now Kincaid with the kicks in the corner. Falcon now. Falcon not happy with how this match is turning out. Clearly going to all lengths to try win this match. Oh my god. Falcon has been known to play dirty from time to time, and was kind of seeing that here. Oh, nice sling blade. We're kind of seeing that here, you know. He's not playing completely fair, you know, getting his opponent in the corner and getting hits in. Granted, Kincaid's doing the same tactics, so he's probably just playing off of Kincaid's moves. Oh, only a 2 count there. And Falcon not happy. He thought that match was going to be over then and there. Oh, Kincaid missed the kick. Shining Wizard! The Shining Wizard to Kincaid. Could this put Kincaid down? 1, 2. Oh, and a kick out at 2. Oh my god, you just got to imagine what's running through Falcon's head. You know, that is his finisher. That is the move that has put every single opponent down other than Kincaid. And Kincaid has broken out of it twice in the past 2 matches that they've had together. You've just got to imagine that, you know, Falcon's got to be trying his best to find ways to keep Kincaid down, because he just can't seem to handle it. Oh, and a Northern Lights suplex. The Northern Lights suplex from Kincaid now. Oh, he's locking in the leg bar now. Nope. Falcon is not having it there. Falcon did not let Kincaid lock in. Kincaid is a man of many submissions, and that leg bar is also one of the many submissions that he could potentially keep Akira Falcon down with. Nice snapmare there. Kick to the back. Kincaid just standing over Falcon now. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The second crossface of the night. The second crossface of the night. Will Akira tap? He's trying to fight out. He taps. He taps. Akira Falcon taps. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Kincaid is our winner for this opening main event of the evening. Now, Akira Falcon, I gotta give it to him. He fought hard. You know, he tried fighting out of the first crossface. He tried landing the Shining Wizard and getting the 3 count. But Kincaid's just too good for him. Kincaid is just throwing moves at him that, you know, and submissions that Akira Falcon just can't counter. And if he can't learn how to kick out of the crossface, then, you know, I have a feeling his time at the top of the Cruiserweight card and in the Cruiserweight title division could be numbered. And there we have Jesse Kincaid getting hyped up there. And now here we have Cameron Newton. The crazed princess herself, Cameron Newton. You know, she's getting this match against Alice Lane here tonight because we still have, you know, no answers. Why did she was, I'm losing my voice trying to explain all this. Alice Lane was meant to face Alexia last week. Then, out of nowhere, Cameron Newton came running into the ring, and the psychopathic princess herself attacked Alice Lane and led into an impromptu match where she beat Alice Lane in a one-on-one match. Now, Alice Lane wants revenge, so she said that she's going to put a title opportunity on the line in this match. If Cameron Newton can beat Alice Lane in a match when Alice Lane is prepared to face Cameron Newton, then she'll put the title on the line in a match at the pay-per-view. So, a lot's riding on the line for Cameron Newton, but I will be interviewing her next week, and we will be finding out why she's been doing what she's been doing. Because surely enough, it's just... There's something behind these attacks. There's got to be a reason. And the psychopathic princess, we will find out. But here we go, kicking it off. Nice chain wrestling from these two women wrestlers. Now you gotta imagine the size difference will come into handle here. But the veterancy of Alice Lane over Cameron Newton, as we saw in their match last week, Cameron Newton could not pick Alice Lane up for a powerbomb because Alice Lane was too smart and knew how to counter it because she knew what was coming. Oh, Alice Lane blew a kiss to Cameron Newton. That's probably not a good idea for the psychopathic, to do that to the psychopathic princess, but, you know, what do I know? I'm not a women's champion. Alice Lane is. I'm just a lowly announcer. But the match is going on. Cameron Newton has been on top for 90% of the match so far. And she is just decimating Alice Lane so far. Alice Lane barely had any form of attack in any of this. Oh, a nice drop elbow there. And the kick to the head. Oh, Hurricane Runner from the Psychopathic Princess. Oh, and a nice enziguri kick. Cameron Newton seemed to have come in here to make a statement on Alice Lane. And the fact that the title is on, well, a title opportunity is on the line, you've got to think, you know, Cameron Newton is got to be in the top of her game here tonight to try to prove that she belongs in the title scene. I mean, Alice Lane is a fighting champion. She has fought back from tougher battles than this in her career. Though the TKWF haven't really seen much of her in the past. And Cameron Newton just not letting Alice Lane up for any opportunities. Not allowing any opportunities to rise. She's not letting the champion have a breather. And she is just fierce in this match. Nice Hurricane Runner off the top rope. Oh, here we go. The Twisted Sister. The Twisted Sister. Could this hold Alice Lane down? 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Alice Lane. Now, keep in mind, it took 2 Twisted Sisters and 2 Insanity Drivers last week to hold. Oh, roll up, roll up. Here we go. 1. And the ref took way too long there. I'm going to have a talk to this ref after this match because he stood there, the shoulders were on the mat, and he took too long to count. That could have at least been a 2 count. I don't know if it would have been a 3. I'm not blaming the fact that Alice Lane didn't get a 3 count on the ref there, but he did still take a long time to start counting. But Alice Lane using that roll-up as an opportunity to catch Cameron Newton off guard, keep a stun down. Oh! What? Oh my god, the counter from Cameron Newton. Well, it looked like Alice Lane was going for a choke slam of sorts. But Newton countered it into a DDT. And now Newton's back on top. Nice Hurricane Runner off the top rope. Oh no. She's charging up for it. We know what's coming next. Insanity Driver! Now you may be thinking, I think I explained this last week, but you may be thinking, you know, why does she call that DDT a driver if... And Cameron Newton with the 3 count got the win over Alice Lane. She now wins a title opportunity at the pay-per-view. As I was going to explain, you may wonder why she calls it the Insanity Driver. If it's not technically a driver, it's a DDT. But I may be pronouncing it a bit wrong because she kind of got up me about this last week. It's actually called the Insanity Drive Her, as in drive her insane. So, it comes off better if I say Insanity Driver, but it's actually Insanity Drive Her. So, you know, keep that in mind, if you will, what you will. And congratulations, Cameron Newton, for earning your title opportunity. Wait a second. I'm hearing that there's news of a scuffle backstage. We're getting some cameras out there to see what's going on, but, you know, congratulations, Cameron Newton, on your win. But we do need to get some cameras out there. So let's go see what's going on backstage right now. Well, that's Cowboy Paul. And it looks like he's having some words with Roven of the collection. Well, our camera must not have audio because I can't hear what it's saying. Oh! Cowboy Paul just took a strike on Roven. Roven fighting back now. And now these two are clashing blows. And now Paul tossing Roven into the side of the equipment there. And now Roven fighting back against Paul. And Paul having a good fighting against here. I mean, keep in mind, this is one of the two people who took out both our tag team champions last week. And I was meant to update you guys on that condition. Apparently, Angelo Epps will not be available until after the pay-per-view. And Jay Stone will be available by the week of the pay-per-view. So, you know, it makes me wonder what's going to happen to the tag team titles at the pay-per-view if our tag team champions can't compete. But now we see Roven and Cowboy Paul fighting backstage, and it seems like Roven's gotten the upper hand in this fight now. I mean, Cowboy Paul had the advantage of knowing he was going to start the fight, but it doesn't seem to be working that way. Roven has basically taken the reins so far in this backstage brawl. I was about to call it a match, but it's not a match. There's no referee backstage. These two are just fighting each other for the sake of fighting each other backstage. Oh, Roven's got a chair. Roven's got a chair. Oh, but Paul counters, throws the chair out of Roven's hands. And now Roven with the counter now. Paul with the counter now. Oh, what's Paul going for? He's trying to get him close to the table by the looks. Oh, a Russian leg sweep. Oh, almost hit the table and went through there. Oh, a nice kick to the face from Roven on the Cowboy Paul now. And again with the chair shot, but Cowboy Paul countered. Cowboy Paul is a tough competitor, as we've seen in the past. Oh, he went for a chokeslam, but missed his grip. Oh, here we go. Chokeslam. Oh, and a counter from Roven. A counter from Roven on that chokeslam. Now Roven's just taunting Cowboy Paul, like saying, you think that's what you've got? You ain't got nothing. A neck breaker. A nice neck breaker there from Roven on Cowboy Paul. Roven goes for the chair once again. And misses. Oh, and it hit him in the gut that time. And the constant chair shots now to Cowboy Paul. Cowboy Paul is defenseless against this attack. This is just going to show you, ladies and gentlemen, what the collection has in store for us. Well, for the TKWF wrestlers. You know, we still don't know why they're here, what their plan is. All we know is that, oh, and a jawbreaker there from Roven. All we know is that they've taken out the tag team champs. Roven is slowly taking out Cowboy Paul. Are we going to have any TKWF wrestlers left by the time... Oh! And that was a swinging neck breaker if ever I've seen one. Oh, but we have Yamamoto at the ring now, so let's hear what he has to say. Well, that's true, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry if you couldn't hear Yamamoto because he speaks so fast, but he's basically said that he's sorry that he can't pull a win. And if he can't beat the opponent that I've chosen for him tonight, then he will retire. Now, I've chosen a brilliant opponent for him here this evening. But for now, we have our semi-main event of the evening. And here he is, one half of the Dangerous Alliance. A man not to be reckoned with. The only person to beat TK Landon so far And now TK Landon is out of respect for Walker for being able to beat him last week, has decided to put his world title on the line here this evening against the man who beat him last week. He said, he got lucky. TK Landon was trying to show off last week, and that's why Walker won. And that's the only reason why Walker won. At least that's TK Landon's side of the story. I am just reporting the news. But TK Landon thinks that he can beat Walker, so surely enough, he's put his world title on the line. And we've seen from TK Landon, when that world title is on the line, that he will go to lengths to defend it, or win it back if he's lost it. Or trying to win it, I should say. But TK Landon, the man, the myth, the Landon, is putting his world title on the line against someone who is at severe risk of hurting him, Walker. I mean, these two seem to have a lot of respect for each other.
From the United States of America, weighing in at 445 pounds, Walker. And introducing the champion.
And here he is, the champion,
Weighing in at 222 pounds,
TK Landon. He is the world champion. Will he remain the world champion by the end of the night? Will be another story. Though it did take 2 spears and 2 jackhammers from Walker last week to beat TK Landon, which is why TK Landon said, I've got a good chance of beating you. You beat my undefeated streak, but you won't take my title. So, I respect you enough to give you a title shot, to give you a chance, but you won't walk out of TKWF Episode 6 as world champion. That is the exact words that Landon would like me to convey to Walker right now. Not that they can hear me because I'm at the commentator's booth and they're in the ring, but oh, nice suplex there. It was sort of a German suplex, but he had him by the arms. It was kind of like a full Nelson suplex, if you will. But Walker already taking reins in this match, staying on top, keeping TK Landon on the ground. All it's going to take is one unbelievable kick from Landon, and this whole match could be over. But then again, all it could take is one spear out of nowhere from Walker to account for the fact that he has, I don't know where I was going with that sentence. All it could take is one spear out of nowhere from Walker to counteract the fact that TK Landon has the unbelievable kick, and one spear could put TK Landon down. One jackhammer could put TK Landon down, and we could have a new world champion here tonight. But, TK Landon is a fighting person. We've seen him in worse predicaments. Now, a little bit of a backstory on Yamamoto's decision to possibly retire here tonight if he can't win. I mean, he came in on a pretty big undefeated streak in his career of, I believe, 50 matches to 0. And then he had about a 2-year hiatus from wrestling. Because, he said that he had completed everything that he had to do. He just didn't have anything else left in his arsenal or in his career to complete. He said he wasn't done, but it wasn't until he knew what he wanted to do in the business that he would come back. And, you know, surely enough, the one thing that he never did was beat Andre Salas for a title, I should say. He has beat Andre Salas in singles matches, but when a title's on the line, Salas always pulled the victory off. So when I told him that, you know, I wanted him to come to the TKWF and challenge Salas for the Intercontinental title, he jumped at the sign. Oh, and a kick out at 1 after that move. You know, he jumped at the thought of being able to finally beat Salas in a title match. Alas, as history has told, Andre Salas beat Yamamoto in that episode 1 match. In what was a really close match, Yamamoto had it won until Andre Salas pulled out a lucky ending. Nice cutter there from TK Landon. So Yamamoto was kind of disheartened about that, but I'm like, you know, hey, he's the champion. You could earn yourself a spot to re-challenge him at some stage. And so he stayed on with TKWF. Then he had his match against Scott Priest in episode 3, I believe. And it was it was episode 4. And it was Scott Priest's redemption challenge. You know, Yamamoto wanted a redemption, so did Scott Priest. So Yamamoto challenged him, and Priest beat him. So he's now currently 0-2 in his record after being 50-0 in his career. And then, you know, he came and spoke to me, and he was like, hey man, like, I'm not feeling this anymore. I think it may be time for me to put up the cord. And I'm like, I have one opponent for you. One that I've been hiding in the shadows for a while. They've officially signed with me now. Oh, wait, could this be it? Spear from Walker. This could potentially put TK Landon down. We could have a new world champion. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. So yeah, I said, hey, look, if you want to retire, at least let me give you one more match. If you lose, then I'm happy to accept your resignation from the TKWF, and you're fine to retire. Oh, here we go. The Jackhammer. 1, 2. Oh my god, that was so close. That was almost a 3 count. TK Landon only just managed to kick out of that jackhammer. So I said, you know, if you lose this match, I'll happily accept your resignation. You can retire for good. We'll give you a proper send-off in at least one last match. But if you win, you know, I want you to continue your career. So he agreed. If he can win tonight, he will stay on the TKWF books, and he will possibly go to being like a part-time wrestler, maybe not wrestling every single week, but he will stay on the books and probably wrestle some big matches here and there. But if he loses, then he's resigning, he's retiring. And oh, here we go, Lennon firing back up after Walker's basically, no pun intended, walking all over him. TK Landon, our world champion, our fighting champion, is trying to fight back here against Walker. Now, he doesn't want to lose his world title here tonight, but oh, he's throwing Walker outside the ring now. And now these two are fighting outside the ring once again. Oh, a nice headlock takedown, locking in that headlock that he's very famous for. The Landon headlock. Oh, rolls him out. And these two fighting outside the ring, ignoring the ref's count right now. Landon just throwing Walker all the way around the ring. We've seen him try to do this before against Andre Salas. He tries beating him outside the ring and then beating the 10 count. And then coming back out and beating him out and then beating the 10 count. But sometimes he doesn't make the 10 count. And if this match ends in a double count out and a nice kick, I don't believe it was an unbelievable kick. It was just a random kick to the head. Oh, Walker's firing up now. TK Landon threw him into the post and just stalking him now. Keep beating him down. And that's 10. That's a double draw, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will not be the end of TK Landon versus Walker, I promise you. I have some plans for next week, and it's not right that Landon should stop Walker from winning the title just because he gets a count-out victory. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with the main event of the evening, Yamamoto's possible retirement match. I'm very honored to have an amazing wrestler such as Yamamoto be able to have his possible retirement match here. If this is Yamamoto's last match of his career, then I'd say his career was well fought. You know, he had an amazing career in Japan before coming over to the TKWF. Unfortunately, he hasn't had the best career in the TKWF, and that's what is leading to a possible retiration here tonight. I don't know why I keep saying retiration. I meant retiring, but you know, either way. This man hasn't always had the fans behind him, but they are widely behind him tonight. They don't want to see him retire. They may not like him as a character, but they gotta respect him being the champion. But here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the myth, the renegade, Jason Mercer. Now, those of you who are familiar with TKWF's past, outside of the opening of the TKWF down a few months back at episode 1, we were live before this channel, and Jason Mercer was the top dog in the TKWF. Though back then we were just known as the TWF, as in the Tubby Wrestling Federation, but these two had a match in that original time, but it wasn't for the TW or the TKWF, whatever you want to call it. It was for Yamamoto's Japanese career, and they had a ripper of a match, but Mercer just was not able to beat Yamamoto. But it led into a feud where these two were, you know, it was pretty much a blood feud. These two were beating each other up for months. And every time Mercer would come closer to beating Yamamoto, and Yamamoto would find a way to beat him. Now, I didn't choose Mercer to deliberately lose to Yamamoto so Yamamoto would stay. I'm giving Mercer an opportunity to finally beat his long-lost rival. And Yamamoto could, you know, could get some heart and actually want to fight back again. But the man, the myth, the renegade, Jason Mercer, he has been a top dog in the TKWF in the past, holding the TKWF World Championship. At the time when it existed, the TKWF Hardcore Championship, the TKWF Intercontinental and United States titles, as well as the tag team titles, all at the same time. He was a dominant champion. No one wanted to fight him. It wasn't until he started beating Yamamoto that, you know, he started losing those titles. And then that's when he went over to Yamamoto's company, and they had their blood feud for a while. And then after after Jason Mercer dropped the last TKWF title He resigned from the company and set off to improve himself because he wasn't the dominant force that he used to be. And I'm giving him an opportunity to make a return now that TKWF is being broadcasted on YouTube. Maybe he can come back and show that he is back in the dominant force that he once was. Oh, nice brainbuster there from Yamamoto. Oh, and a kick to the head from Yamamoto now. The drop knee to the side. Oh, and a Pele kick from Yamamoto. Yamamoto's fighting back now. He's starting to get that fighting spirit that we once saw. So yeah, you may hear me bring up a lot of Jason Mercer's accolades, and though you haven't seen them, just know that this guy is... most of his career has been undefeated. It wasn't until like the last few times in the TKWF that he actually lost, and that was after his first loss to Yamamoto. He lost probably 20 matches in a row and then left the TKWF to better himself, and you know, he lost a couple more times on the independent scene in America. But oh no, here we go. Here we go. Basement drop kick. Oh, this could be over for Jason Mercer now. Goes for the cover after the basement drop kick. Something that Yamamoto doesn't normally do. One. And a kick out at one. See, that's why you don't do the basement drop kick. It doesn't do enough damage to hold them down. Surely Yamamoto should know this by now. Oh, and a discus forearm. Now he's just laughing at Jason Mercer. The Yamamoto of old seems to be back. Oh, a reverse kick to the head now. So yeah, as I was going to say, he lost a few more times on the indies. Oh, a jumping neck breaker. After losing for those few times on the indies, something clicked. He changed his moveset up a bit. He changed his character, his look. And surely enough, he came back to his winning ways. Oh my god, a sit-out powerbomb from Yamamoto now. Oh, here we go. He's going to the top rope. We know what's coming next. Could Yamamoto win and spark his career once again? The coup de grace. The coup de grace goes for the cover now. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. What? Jason Mercer kicked out at the last second. I am speechless, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Mercer has never kicked out of the coup de grace. Every time Yamamoto's landed it, he's won. And now we're down to a point where an STO there from Yamamoto, where Mercer is finally at the skill level to be able to kick out of the coup de grace. Though... oh! The kick to the head now. The Yamamoto's not letting him get a chance to fight back after it, to capitalize on the fact that he countered. Oh! Nice round the world DDT there. Now, Jason Mercer's saying he's smart. He's figured Yamamoto out. Oh, and a kick to the head. Yamamoto's off the apron outside the ring now. Mercer following him. Now these two taking it to the outside now. Or maybe not. Mercer throwing him back inside the ring. Mercer doesn't want a count-out victory, unlike TK Landon. Oh. Oh! A shoulder breaker there. And here we go with the cover after that shoulder breaker. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Now Mercer can't believe it. That's not his strongest move, but it definitely is one of them. Oh, here we go. The reverse Shining Wizard, as he calls it. 1, 2, 3. The Renegade Jason Mercer has just retired Yamamoto. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an amazing match, an amazing finish to episode 6. You know, Yamamoto threw everything he had at Jason Mercer. I have a feeling that Yamamoto wanted to stay on, but he just didn't feel like he had the opportunity. He didn't believe that he could beat Mercer and win, and that's why Mercer was able to pull off the victory here. Not taking anything away from Mercer, but Yamamoto didn't believe he could win. Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much. Hit the like if you liked it, sub and bell if you want more content from me, and we will see you 7 p.m. Wednesday next week for another episode of TKWF.